And thank you everyone, and welcome to the grand final edition of GPL 357, where we're a few degrees short of a full circle, and we have a full panel here tonight, as you'd imagine. On my right, our co-host, the celebrity corrupter himself, Darren Carroll. G'day DC.
I know it.
And we have representatives from both the grand final teams. On my left, the Giants of the Premiership, Wally World, the Premiership captain from 2014, Wally Friscalzo. Hello, Wally.
Hello, Tony.
And his sledging sidekick, George Agrossick. Hello, George.
Hey, Tony. DC.
Thanks for coming in.
Boys over there.
And on the right of DC, we have the Giant Killers themselves, the Back Nine Mafia, their captain, KG. Welcome, KG.
Thanks, Tony. Welcome.
And their afternoon player himself goes out solo every week. Welcome, Evan.
Thanks, Tony.
What we'll do is we'll have a bit of a talk about the prelims that have just happened, and we'll have a discussion about the grand final. We'll search for some lost degrees, and then we'll do the same for the knockout finals after that. So we might start off and talk about the first two prelims. DC, who have you got?
Wood Ducks and the Back Nine Mafia, and on paper, Wood Ducks had this covered. Unfortunately, games and especially finals aren't won on paper, and Back Nine Mafia, after a slightly inauspicious start in the morning with a couple of horrendous scores out there, and Dylan Grandall posting 36 for the Wood Ducks that put them in prime position. Back Nine Mafia had a very strong finish to the morning with a couple of 34s from Gary Gardner and Rob Raschuti, and then a magnificent 36 from Michael Stablefeld. And then the Wood Ducks couldn't get it done in the afternoon in what must be said was very tough conditions.
Yeah, it was amazing. Guys, how'd you feel out there? The morning guys really struggled, but there was that little magnificent period where Gary Gardner, Michael Stableford and Rob Raschuti really came and turned the match in about half an hour.
Yeah, the guys really came good later in the afternoon and the morning session. Early on it was very difficult because there was a lot of rain from the previous night, and the great scores. Michael Stableford's hit a good patch of form. He's got plenty of talent, and Bruce Fairless really gutsed it out for his 35 points.
Yeah, Evan, you're out there in the afternoon, magnificent, just 33, just almost. You just had to produce something, and you did.
Yeah, it wasn't easy in the afternoon. It was nice and blowy, but I wanted to shoot at least 32 or higher, but I missed on the seventh. Didn't go in all that well, but yeah, 33 I was pretty happy with. So.
Yes, well, it does set you up first Premiership grand final, guys. 2013 won the knockout as the Brothers in Arms, but that's the only silverware in the case. A couple of wooden spoons, which we won't talk of.
Move on.
We will move on. The other prelim was, these are two giants, let's face it. Wally World were playing the Buglers, and Wally World got off to a fairly handy score in the morning. There was no guarantees. They had Tony Averti and Santo Pamari on 34s, and Peter Higgins and Colin Gibb on 32s got them to a fairly handy position. But Flash Dunshane in the afternoon 35 was just outstanding in the conditions. Got the 167, and it ended up being a slaughter, really. The Buglers just didn't come up. Brian Hesker's 33 in the first group was actually the best score, and they unfortunately got blown away in the afternoon for 156 and a fairly significant defeat. Guys, you must have been fairly surprised, but happy.
I suspect the Buglers are still scarred from 2 years ago. They haven't performed against us at all. We seem to be their baby team now, after suffering those early defeats from them.
It is funny, you guys met in the 2008 grand final, and they got the better of you, and they went on to win the 2009, went back to back as you guys went to 7 grand final losses in a row across the different competitions. Yes. But in 2004 you met them and posted your worst score in your history, and they fell over. And 159 was good enough on that occasion, and it would have been good enough on the weekend as well. Right. George, you'd be loving that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Our afternoon guys, as you say, Flash Dunshane and Ben Easton, our Flash and our Ben Ten, as we call them, call themselves the Afternoon Assassins, and we've been lucky that so far they have, been contributed at least 1 or 2 scores. But if you look at our team over the year, it's been consistent. The one consistency has been the fact that everybody's been producing. It's not been relying on a few. So, in terms of that, we're sort of fairly proud of the boys, and we hope we've got one more round in it.
Yes, well, it all happens. There's a lot of history between these two teams. Around table 7 goes right back to when it was only teams of 6 in the first year, and the big group had to split into 2 teams. It's taken a while till we got here, but we are here.
That's true, but you realise, of course, if we had started with 10 teams of 10, it would have only been 1 team.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we would have missed out on a lot more about talking about KG.
Yes.
Back Nine Mafia, new name, new captain, new culture. What's happened? What has worked?
New franchise has really worked well. Evan came up with the great name, Back Nine Mafia.
Right.
Can take no credit for that,
That's
son. We've added a couple of new players, and it seems to be working really well.
It certainly has. Well, you can't work any better than where you are at the moment. Wally, you'd be fairly comfortable again in the grand final. There's a bit of a walk in the park for you guys.
Well, I can't say that because I can tell you what, 17, 18 weeks we've been going, and for most of them, we're not very happy with our score, and yet we keep coming up. We haven't been really, we haven't been getting the big scores in, but we've been.
Something always seems to be popping up.
Just a bit above mediocre, but we get enough of them. Yeah.
I just want to ask Kerry a question.
Yes.
The night watchman that you sent out very, very early, Carol, Tolty and Mandy.
Yeah, it's worked well.
A medal day, a grand final. Are you expecting anything out of those 3?
Well, you never know. I mean, those guys have produced for us this year. John Tolty's had a couple of good scores in the later part of the season. Medal day, anything could happen.
Yeah, you'd like to think that if they can get one good score out of those 3 guys, it certainly creates less pressure for the guys following, and certainly for Evan in the afternoon. We'd like to look up and hopefully see 5 guys in the 30s, and I think anything around the 160 might be a decent enough score on the day.
I'm a little bit worried at the moment with Evan. Are you on the timesheet yet?
Yeah, we'll be in.
You're in.
Straight over to put us in. So Flash and I are playing together in the Arvo.
I tell you,
Yeah,
I'm playing with Flash. Okay.
Oh,
Well, the
very
point
good.
is, it won't be clear cut. Maybe by lunch, because we're both
that's
teams of
right.
morning players.
And
That's how it's changed.
And Wally missing a player, Wally? They're
Yes.
missing a very important player who I think won a medal only a couple of months ago in Dominic Mayola.
That's right. That's right.
He's been great season. Dom's had this year too.
Struggled the last few weeks, and he's had other issues, of course. But I mean,
He won
yeah, it's a bit of a shame. But I mean, that's always on the cards.
I think he won the previous medal, didn't he?
No,
It might have been the one
2
before.
months,
Yeah,
yeah.
certainly,
Before.
I mean, Dom's
Which-
doyen of the
Oh,
golf
yes.
club, isn't he? And he's played well and a lot of pressure
Oh,
against
yes,
him.
that's right.
Won 2 international opens, so
That's
can't take
right.
that away from
1, 2
him.
international.
Well, he'll certainly be missed. Anyone who can produce off the blues in
That's
a
right.
stroke event and can't play is going to certainly be missed, because that's where we're headed
Yes.
on this Saturday.
But we only have need 5 out of 10.
Ed, you'd be, as an Arvo, you'd be hoping, since this will be almost done and dusted by lunchtime, you think do you think you'll be having a victory lap, or do you think you're going to have to produce something as well?
Well, no, it'd be nice if it was all done and dusted in the morning, and it's nice through the afternoon. But I also like a bit of pressure to play in the afternoon. It's good when the guys say, "Come on, we need a good score," and I put one in. So it's thoroughly looking forward to the afternoon head-to-head match with Flash. Will be quite good, I think.
Well, both your forms for both of you is very good. George, over the finals, do you find that your phone bill spikes a little with your want to sledge?
No, I'm lucky in that my phone plan's got free text.
Free text in July, I reckon.
Free text
Why?
messages, but no, we've discovered WhatsApp, and I keep getting thrown out of KG's group for calling him Captain Kaput. So, We have had some good banter across the year, but I can say it's been all quiet this week because although it's good fun, it is serious. There's a premiership at stake, and we're both obviously trying for that win.
There is one thing we haven't mentioned yet, the curse, and I think we might just have to bring it in. When Babe Ruth went from the Sox to the Yankees, the curse of that bamboo, it took him 86 years to break through. Guys, if you can't break this curse, the curse of Scrabble McLeod, who worked to the right, as this table looks. Scrabble now from Wally World into the back nine Mafia. You guys might not see another premiership because I don't think you'll be here in another 86 years.
Yeah, well, that's about the only certainty that we've got in the room. But I will say this: the most important player, I think, for the Mafia in the rounds that we've played has been Michael Stableford. He's been one of their top scorers. Now, they beat us in the premiership, but we beat them in the knockout. So the curse of Scrapper, as you call it, was buried not last week, but the week before.
You're clutching it, George. You're clutching.
Well, we'll see. It'll be one of the great tests of the curse this weekend. 14-1 in the regular season. There's only one loss, and it was to these guys in black.
That's true. That's true. But I thought that was a sort of a certain elegance to that result. And I think, and I'm very pleased actually that, while we're certainly trying to win, I'll be happy for them if they happen to get over the line because they're our friends.
How about that, George? You like that?
What I like about this is the banter, whether it's with them now, with the boys from the Bugle. It's been great for that. And if we win, I'm sure KG will expect a little bit his way. And if they win, we'll get this. I'll get it for months.
And it's appropriate that we mentioned we never got paid off on one of our wins in past years, as brothers, that we never got our free dinner.
That's right.
Yeah. So we need on the bet.
That's good. That's
right.
Yeah, we'll have to get Keith King to pay for that.
Yeah, that's true.
KG?
Yes.
Who has to fire in your team to get you home?
I've got to put up my hand. Certainly.
Thank God for that.
I'm
It's
putting
been
the
a long
pressure on.
season.
Putting the pressure on myself. I've got to produce. It's been a while, so I need to lead from the front.
Wally, you're one down. Who needs to pick up the slack that poor old Dom can't give you?
I'm the one who hasn't been performing. I'm very disappointed.
You might need to, if you're blaming yourself, talk up because we might
because myself in particular. The other boys are sort of in and out, but I've had a very dry spell for about 6 or 8 weeks now. The new clubs are coming good, though.
Exactly.
So
What's
I'm
going
sort of
on?
confident. I'm getting a bit of confidence.
The both of you have gone for the honeymoon and tried to get some new irons.
Yeah, the irons are good. No, everything's good.
We know who you guys are tipping, DC. Who do you reckon?
Look, I went out on a limb a few weeks ago and went to the back nine Mafia to win the whole thing, never expecting us to actually get here. I'm going to stick with them. The team that nobody wanted, the name change, the merge, looking to the other side of the room, how they've looked on in envy all these years, and now they think this is their time. And going very close to home, I'm tipping Ian Carroll to have 34 points, proving one member of the family can play under pressure, and he'll lead the back nine Mafia to victory.
34. Just quickly, guys, yes or no, would you take 170?
Yeah, I think it might be good on Saturday.
Straight away. Manly strike.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was trying to not tip them, but I better have my thought. As I always used to back the Red Dog and the Greyhounds, I'll be going the favourites, which I think is Wally World. You deserve favourites. You've played well all year, but without Dom, you're a little vulnerable, but I think you might just get over the line. We'll see who's playing the music at the end of the year.
Bruce Ferguson's tip was, he said, which I think might be right, he said, either one team or both teams will have 30 as a counter.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me. That's 78 net. I'd be very surprised if that's not the case.
That's right.
As we always do, we'll just slip out onto the course and get a few views from a few people that are playing and search for some of these lost degrees. It's amazing what you find.
Just a quick
No,
little
I'm not mentioning the B word. No.
The Phoenix.
No.
The grand
It's gonna
final
get us
coming
punched
up this weekend. Last time it was the Phoenix in 2008.
Oh, wasn't Percy with us back then?
It
Yeah, he
was.
was. Percy was.
Go,
And
Pers.
who was the best scorer on that
Probably
day?
Best
me.
of the president of the club and one of the ferrets this Saturday. First time for 3
Go
years.
Ferrets! Go
The
Ferrets!
ferrets have been back.
Well, apparently we've been a bit of a juggernaut in the last few weeks. I've had to respond. The Ferrets have been a juggernaut always. We just went to sleep for a few months.
Going into the final with a lot of momentum. Are you going to win it?
I think you can put it in the bank right now.
Righto.
Bank it.
We'll see if they accept it. All the best. The left-hand Ian Carroll, you're on the cusp of glory, Ian. You've got the Premiership Grand Final this Saturday. How's it feel?
Average.
Average. The back nine after, you think you can do it?
With a bit of luck.
Yeah. A few days before the big Premiership decider, mate, against back nine. All the Latrobe last year's the form holding up.
Yeah, not too bad, Tony. We're looking forward to the grand final. Today was a bit of a practice, and we scored 34, so we're up there.
How are you going to go without Dominic Mayoli? Ready to go for the weekend? Chris, you've just wandered down here to
I'm hungry.
bond with the boys.
No,
How are
I'm
you
just
feeling?
hungry.
You looking forward to the
Nervous.
weekend? Nervous? It's going to be Come on, here we got the tall bugle, devastated after the prelim loss. Who's you picked for the big match this weekend?
I'd like to see the back nine mafia get up. Be a
genuine
good
chance,
story,
yeah.
wouldn't it?
It would be a
Change
great
the
story.
name. Everyone's been stuck into them all year, so I'd say the back nine mafia probably.
Well, there we go. It'll be a massive upset, but they're a genuine chance. And your own fault. Go on, give me something.
Well, it's all
You've
about
given me
my fault,
nothing.
mate.
And so it's fairly mixed views out there. We'll go now to the knockout. The semis last week, the Phoenix played the Buglers, and with the Buglers only on 156, unfortunately, they went out in this as well. The Phoenix, the 2008 champions, have been born again. They won the wooden spoon last year, but they find themselves in the grand final of the knockout. Roddy Spratt has been outstanding through July on 35. Tony Owens, the doc, on 34. So 166 was way too good. Who are they going to beat? Darren?
Ferrets were too good for Wallyville in the other prelim. Some good scores. Ian Toll 37, David Baker 36. There's a couple of low markers that are in form at the moment. Look, it's a toss of a coin. Ferrets, Phoenix, Ferrets. I'll go with the team spelled phonetically. Ferrets.
That's very well done. Here it is, an F word. I would suggest the Ferrets' form has been outstanding, but I might just go against you again. I think the Phoenix have been building. It'll be a great story from last to win some trophies. They've got the first female captain, Jenny. We'll see if she can lead her team to victory. Quick tip, guys. George, in the knockout, who's going to win?
Well, I spoke to Gary Walker last week, and he said the Ferrets have come good because they've actually got more than 4 players on the field at any one week. He said they're all on board. So Tolly's back in form. I think the Ferrets will be too strong.
Lolly?
Yeah, well that's right. And that, you know what, I reckon they've been bludging all year. They've come good at the end. There's a few of those guys have been in really good form lately.
They have been indeed. What about you, KG?
The Ferret score from last week is pretty impressive, 172. I'm going to stick with them.
Evan?
Yeah, same. I'll go to Ferrets after that score from last week. Very good.
Well, I feel like you're playing in the afternoon there, but 1 out with everything done. Guys, thank you very much. I must admit, well done for the season so far. There's one more game to go, and I wish you all the very best, and I hope it's a cracking match between you. I know there'll be a lot of love at the table over lunch, and whoever wins, it'll be a great result. There's no doubt.
I'll tell you one thing. Oh no, Bruce might be a chance for the Charles Latrobe.
Yeah, well, the challenge
There'll be nobody from Hollywood that'll threaten.
No, that's true. So, thanks once again, guys, for coming on. Thanks for your words all through the season. For one last time, don't forget, if you want to win this thing, guys, you need to turn up and play well. This has been GPL 357 for 2016. We'll see you at the Charlton Show.